You and I were going back and forth via email yesterday, fairly like a lot. We both had plans last night. When that happens, usually, we try to get things squared away.
We want to be organized.
Yeah, you were working way ahead. You were doing trying to find the right links, trying to figure out what we wanted to do today, going back and forth. All of a sudden, an alert pops up on my phone. Bruce Springsteen is postponing his concerts.
Yeah.
And of course, I picked up the phone immediately and called you. I just checked the time. It was 2:31 p.m.
So I had tickets to see Springsteen, 6 or 9 months ago, and he canceled because of some illness. And then I saw the show that was rescheduled.
Was that COVID at that point?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. Wasn't said at the time.
Okay.
And similarly, it said, if I go to Variety, which we link to at Smerconish.com today,
Right.
Bruce Springsteen may be haunting the pharmacies of Philadelphia as his being under the weather has been cited as the reason for the postponement of 2 shows that were supposed to take place in that city. The statement that was released from the boss said, due to Bruce Springsteen having been taken ill, his concerts with the E Street Band at Citizens Bank Park on August 16 and 18 have been postponed.
The email that I got from the Encore yesterday said due to a personal illness.
Right.
Which I thought that was an interesting turn of phrase.
Can I share some thoughts on this?
Please.
Okay. I brought with me to work today the Springsteen memoir, Born to Run. It is a great read.
It's a tome.
Really, it is.
Huge.
And it's fabulous. And any fan of the boss, and I consider myself to be a fan of the boss, you will love it. Yesterday, I think at this point in the program, I told you the story about the significance of the main point relative to Bruce. So I just wanted to read this to you.
We all expected you to be wearing a concert t-shirt today.
I would
We
have
were
been
so
if there
excited.
were a concert, because I
dear.
can't resist the merch on the way out the door, especially
merch
after
guy.
a couple of beers. I'll just pick this up midstream. I knew then I was not bound for top 40. The other experience was that we were playing an empty house gig at the Main Point in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, when in walked David Dye. He was a DJ over at WMMR, Philly's local FM station. He watched us play to 30 people and approached us and said,
gosh.
I love your band. And that night, we heard Greetings from Asbury Park being spun to music-loving insomniacs as we drove out of town in our tour bus. Eventually, I got to know every DJ from every major rock city in America. Ed Shockey, a great DJ and fan out of Philly, whose home I'd occasionally stay at when we played the city of brotherly love. I referenced him yesterday.
You absolutely did.
Okay, so I'm closing the loop on that. But something that I greatly admired about the boss when reading the memoir was his openness as to his struggles with mental health issues. I'm not saying that's why he canceled the shows. I have no idea why he canceled the shows.
Right.
But I appreciate him being so forthright about this because I think it opens the door for others to similarly be forthright. The same point that I made about Senator John Fetterman, even though I was very critical of Fetterman for other reasons, political reasons, during the course of that campaign. But this is from Bruce, just to give you a little taste.
Okay.
Midstream, picking this up. I've broached these subjects in several long, semi-analytical conversations with John in the past. That's John Landau, his longtime manager.
Got it. Wondered who that was.
He gets the drift. It's dark and getting darker. My well of emotion is no longer being channeled and safely pipelined to the surface. There's been an event, and my depression is spewing like an oil spill all over the beautiful turquoise green gulf of my carefully planned and controlled existence. I like the way that he writes. He writes like a song, you know? Its black sludge is threatening to smother every last living part of me. John advises, you need professional help. At my request, he makes a call, I get a number, and 2 days later, I drive 15 minutes west to a residential home office in a suburb of Los Angeles. I walk in, look into the eyes of a kindly, white-haired, mustached, complete stranger. I sit down, and I burst into tears. Ooh. Further along in the book, under the heading of What's Up, Doc, Bruce Springsteen. In this way, I slowly acquired the skills that would eventually lead to a life of my own. That was still many tears, mistakes, heartbreaks away, and often remains a struggle to this day. The price I paid for the time lost was just that, time lost. You can blow your fortune, should you be lucky enough to obtain one, and make it back, damage your reputation, and with effort and dedication often restore it. But time Time lost is gone for good. I had my winter in California, then returned to New Jersey. I was referred to Dr. Wayne Myers, an avuncular, soft-spoken man with an easy smile in New York City. And over many meetings and long-distance phone calls during the next 25 years, Doc Myers and I would fight many demons together until his passing in 2008. When I was in town, we would sit face to face, with me staring into his understanding eyes, patiently, painstakingly putting together a pretty good string of wins along with some nagging defeats. We successfully slowed down that treadmill I'd been running on while never getting it to completely stop. In Doc Myers' office, I got a head start on my new odyssey. His knowledge, along with his compassionate heart, guided me to the strength and freedom I needed to love things and be loved. One final paragraph. In all psychological wars, it's never over. There's just this day, this time, and a hesitant belief in your own ability to change. It is not an area where the unsure should go looking for absolutes, and there are no permanent victories. It's about a living challenge filled with the insecurities, the chaos of our own personalities, and is always one step up, two steps back. The results of my work with Dr. Myers and my debt to him are at the heart of this book. That was the biggest takeaway that I took from Born to Run, the memoir. Wow. So I don't know why he's ill. I wish him Godspeed. I love his music. I admire the man. But I just thought it was an opportunity that I wanted to do when I read the book, and I never did, just to come in and share his candor about a subject that afflicts so many.
Right.
And so, that's Bruce Springsteen and his means of dealing with it.
I wonder if that was the issue with him canceling the shows, postponing the shows. Given his openness, would he have said it?
Yeah, I wonder about that too. I don't know. And I don't want somebody to listen to me today or to watch me today and then whisper down the lane that the boss is depressed and that's why he didn't perform. I have no idea why he didn't perform last night. I just know that he's been very candid in the past about the demons that he faces that many people face.